Hi, it's Rob Cameron from Ignition Coaching, and I'm recording this video. It was about perfection, about not being good enough. It was prompted by a post I saw from a friend of mine, Todd, social media Todd, on Instagram yesterday, where he spoke about putting content out and getting content out to educate people, to tell people about who you are, what you're at, what's going on for you. I suppose that's all part of the cycle of people getting to know you, like you and trust you. And the first thing that sort of came to mind when I heard it is, yeah, I'll buy into that totally. Perfection doesn't exist, and if we buy into the thing that perfection does exist, then we're potentially setting ourselves up for a life of stress and toil, and it's sort of a place that we will never get to. Because if you look at a dictionary, one of the definitions of perfect and perfection is a state of flawlessness, faultlessness, and completeness. And if you think of yourself as perfect, that would potentially mean that you've got nowhere left to go. Whereas if we buy into the presupposition that perfection doesn't exist, that it's okay to make mistakes and you learn through your mistakes, it's a very different place to be, and that perhaps being good, or the content you put out is good enough, then just get it out there. But what I noted since yesterday and in the preparation for this video is how much resistance I've had, how much inner dialogue, what have I really got to say on the matter, what if people don't believe me? Well, I don't suppose it really matters whether you buy into the presupposition of perfection existing or whether it doesn't exist. That's really up to you to make a decision, and by me sort of mind reading you or projecting my beliefs onto you is actually doing me a disservice and doing you a disservice. And I think that's where probably the problem with perfectionism is. The wanting to be liked, wanting to be seen to be perfect, creates a tremendous amount of stress. It creates problems for the people that want to buy into that thing. I suppose my experience recently is that I've been quite recently got interested in the whole scheme of aquaponics and growing food using fish waste, and the fish are the source of the fertiliser to grow the plants. And what I noted was that I've been looking at YouTube videos, and there's a lot of videos out there about aquaponics, about siphon systems, about different forms of aquaponics. And while a lot of the content may be the same, there's actually some differences and some educational pieces and some nuances in each of the videos that add to the wealth of experience and wealth of knowledge, and can inform different decisions. And I suppose the invitation for you and for me is to get out there and put your stuff out there. Each of us is individual, each of us is unique. We've all got our own experiences and have had our own experiences. And while maybe 90%, 95% of what we bring may be similar, very close to what the people bring, it's actually in those nuances, in those differences, in those different experiences, in different applications of knowledge, of skills, that we can bring more to the party. So my invitation to you is to accept the presupposition that perfection doesn't exist, and to put your stuff out there. As a sort of mentor of mine, Dax Moy, says, know yourself, grow yourself and show yourself. And it's only by sort of getting out there, having the conversations, putting content out there, engaging in dialogue and learning from each other, that we'll continue to grow. So maybe this wasn't where I expected this video to go, but that's the thing with perfection: over planning, overthinking, all of those things lead to you not actually getting anything done, and it's a very stressful and unhappy place being in there. So a bit of a ramble, but I've enjoyed it. I've got some things off my mind, and we're great for doing it. So down here at Boscombe Beach, enjoying the sea. It's 7:30 on a Sunday morning, So there's a few runners around. There's a guy with his diving gear on, the scuba gear over there, just entering the sea. It's a nice place to be. So that's it from me. I'll speak to you soon.